each passing day, more converge upon Earth. Pilgrims of fate. Some already arrived. Others still walking paths they do not yet understand. This gathering intrigues me. They exist in the space between heaven and hell. Their choices now will carve the shape of their eternity. But do they truly know what they are? What forces stir beneath their feet while they play their part in the board? Pawns, perhaps. Or something far more significant. Death lingers near. Yet the dead do not rest. Their whispers grow louder. Their stories claw to the surface. Deeds once buried in shadow now stray for the light. These saints, these sinners, they are unlike any I've seen. Complex, flawed, powerful. Some barely cling to their soul. Others shine so brightly, I dare not look away. They have been chosen for what lies ahead, and nothing in this world or the next will ever be the same. I must watch them, for within this fractured group lies the thread to a mystery far greater than they can fathom. And soon, it will unravel.
Yo, yo, yo. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rip and the Silverback episode 71. I am the Silverback. He's Rip. Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man, especially this week. Little something just dropped for everybody, and we're off to a great start with Saints and Sinners, man. And what a project. What an absolute project, man. I'm really, really excited for everybody to read all the stories that we got from all of the wonderful creators. But we hit 125,000 right before the stream. We over 3,500 books sold as well. So we're trucking right now. So thanks, man.
Let's have a little look-see. Let's have a little look-see poo, shall we?
Yeah.
Here we go. Saints and Sinners. Bang, bang. Let's just get it a little bit bigger. Just literally just over 2 days. It's been live. 3,555 books sold. Up to $127,000. Holy cow. Holy.
Let's go.
Holy. Look at these lovely creations here. We got all the 5 covers.
Yep.
There is 4 covers for the 4 guest writers. I don't know what you want to call it. Stories, which is myself, Mauler, Drinker, 3PO. And then we've got a 5th cover, which is an anthology cover. It's got all of the main characters from the stories. If we hit, where is it? 5,000 books sold, which is looking like it's easily going to happen.
That's going to happen.
There will also be a hardback added, and that will contain the cover with Eric's character and the Soska sisters' characters.
Yep. Oh, Nora just came in, did they?
Nuna Raid.
Let's go.
Welcome, Nuna.
Welcome. You came in at the perfect time. We're talking
Perfect
about
time. Open your wallet. Shut your mouths.
Yes, you came in at the perfect time. Open your wallets. Go to riververse.com. I'm sure you got the link somewhere. Yes,
sure. Gary absolutely pummeled it. During the Nuna. Well, you're getting double teamed.
You're getting more of it, baby.
It's gonna be a goddamn Eiffel Tower going on in here. And let's just say you're the indigenous population of France right now. So yeah, we got the I Want It All as well, which gets the Series 5 documents cards. These, I cannot stress how much I bloody love these cards.
Oh yeah. And good news is we've made some strides. I'm working on some stuff right now. We have made some strides on the binder for those. So I think that we're gonna have that drop very, very soon. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, go grab those cards. Go grab all of these. You see, you got all these different items. We got some cool, fun milestones, some goals and whatnot, where we'll add some cool additional things as well. Some announcements are tied to those. So check those out there at the bottom of the page. But yeah, seriously, I said this over on my stream the other day, and I think it's worth talking about that because I want to make sure that everybody understands kind of the magnitude here. All of these creators, look, there's some guys in our little corner of the internet. We have our friends and everybody that are just really, really creative, and they don't really, just in the type of content that generally we're making, you don't get the opportunity all the time to showcase it. So it's like you guys don't know. But as a very creative guy, he was able to take a character like, loved like Ingrid, put her in a setting that made all the sense for Ingrid, put her in this unique scenario, even adding more, of course, to the character. Adding more to the character. Shout out Saskas, of Ingrid Valdez, and creating some cool additional characters that you see on his cover there in that cover A. But he's a very creative guy. And I'm glad that, we were able to get him to do a story, a short story for us. I think there's going to be many more to come with him officially kind of being a writer for official Rippaverse project. And I'm just all around excited for it. Same goes to Mauler, right? Same goes to Mauler. Also, the same goes with, of course, Drinker. You already have seen some of his work with under Will Jordan, under his name and author. He's done the Ryan Drake series, everything that's happening with that. Achromatic Chronicles. You guys have seen that from Jay. So, those guys have done some cool things as well. But with Mauler and Ass particularly, this is really the first time that you guys get to see them do something creative in that capacity. And I promise you, it's going to be well worth it because they came up with great stories. Chasing Ghosts is awesome. Bone God is really, really awesome. Artwork came out great as well. And like I said, I'm more excited for how, again, what this means going into the future because, now they're officially doing work with us. We're going to see how you guys feel about, of course, Saints and Sinners, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities for these guys to continue to do creative things. So, yeah, this is the first published writing for Az and Mauler. So you don't want to miss that. It's a big reason to grab this. So you can see their creative chops, but trust me, it's a great story. These guys, the artist Dio, as well as obviously Will Conrad. You already seen him do some work as well. But man, those guys are very talented. Big shout out to Eber, who is the inker on Az project as well. But yeah, all those guys are phenomenal. Andrew, great colorist, Andrew Kramer. So yeah, they had a great creative team, and yeah, it works really, really well. So someone asked in the chat, does UK shipping work? I can only see county, city. Oh, no. You go to the next page. Once you get to the actual checkout page, you can change your country and do everything there. That's the page that you want to get. And by the way, if you are based out of the UK, you want to support, the Drinkers and the Azes of the world and the Maulers in that area, you're in Europe, whatever, grab it. If you get just a book, if you get multiple books, we do have a special thing titled Rippaverse International. It's a program. It only applies to just books, okay? So if you add merch, you won't see it. But at checkout, you'll see it, and you get access to some very cheap shipping. That goes for UK. It's like only $8. UK, Australia, I think that goes to like 12, as well as Canada. So if you're out of those three countries, be sure to go grab those books, because again, you can get them for next to nothing. So go grab them, pre-order it right now. We first big milestone, 5,000 books. If y'all want that hardcover. But yeah, these will ship pretty much. We're trying to move this on because I want you guys to really see these stories. So there's no CGCs or anything crazy that we have to wait a lot of time for. So we'll be getting these, maybe even, I'm not saying that this is absolutely going to happen, but there's a chance, I'm saying there's a chance that these will be able to get shipped before the campaign closes, which will be great. Definitely for those initial reviews, but we'll see. But it's the Riververse's first anthology book, first creative works that you're seeing from Az and Mauler, of course, joined by Drinker, Critical Drinker, as well as our man Jay, aka Drunk 3PO. Great stories. I'm in there. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, I did a story in there as well.
You did a story.
I did do a story in there.
Oh, yeah.
Way to restraint. First time working with Elias Margin. Of course, the Saskas did. A highly anticipated little wrestling story. People were asking more from Larry Shungite and so forth. So yes, go grab that. We got a lot of different genres kind of floating around in this anthology, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it a lot.
Just to have a little bit of a speak, because it's 6 stories and they're 15 pages each. Apart from Mauler's.
Yeah, he got an extra page. It's long, man. Like, what are you gonna do? He did get an extra page in his. Yes, that's true. Of course.
Which I because the Soskas were my editor, they did great work. Thank you, Soskas. I remember when I was putting the structure together, the pages together, with my little stick drawings of how shit's going. And I said to the Soskas, I said, "Hey, ladies," I said, "Look, I know it's like max 15, but I said it looks like I'm going to be 16, 17 pages." And I'll be honest with you, Eric, I thought I was just going to get an email back going, "Okay, no worries, that's fine." And I got an email back going, "Well, you better lose a couple."
Hey, editors doing their jobs, huh?
I know, and I was just like, "Okay, editors doing their job. Yeah, editors are editing. Okay, I get it. So yeah, there was a little section in that which had to go. But actually, I tell you what, in massive props to them. And it just kind of shows the power of a good editing team. Is it actually tightened up the story because of what I was going to do. Kind of came across as a little clunky in the end, and then literally having there's this. It kind of just flowed much better, and I was like, "Oh wow,
yeah,
okay, yeah, this actually works a lot better." So it actually ended up doing precisely what I wanted it to do, and it's a challenge because this is my first story. This is Mauler's first story, and to be told you got 15 pages, that's it.
That's it. It's not much. It goes quick.
Yeah,
when you're writing, doesn't it? Go quick, right?
Yeah. Because you're wanting to do all these little nuances, and I don't think I'm giving too much away. But I think when Mauler first drafted his story, it's like it's going to be 25, 30 pages.
Yeah, it was a bit. We had to condense it. We did. No, and that's not spoiling anything. I mean, in Mauler fashion, right? But no, his pitch was amazing. As well, but yeah, we did have Carol was involved in that a lot as well, and yeah, just making sure we got it condensed, the stuff that we could pick up at a later date should the audience like it. But yeah, it is a challenge. It is even if you have done this before, like 15 pages. I've talked about this before. That's basically what our represents are, right? As far as those short stories. It's challenging. It's different from writing like a 96-page book, right? That's completely different. 15 pages is all you got, and you're doing it for your first work. But yeah, it does have a way of kind of almost like kind of forcing you to, okay, I got to keep these beats. These are important beats, right? So your challenges you as a creator, obviously, and you maybe end up coming up with an even better story. Because you're operating within those parameters, and I think it's what happened with you, right?
Yes, so, I think that my story came out better because of it. So I was actually really happy with that. And I mean, again, not saying anything out of school here, but feedback from you guys is paramount to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Rippaverse. And if you like what you read, then let's just say there's good opportunity.
Oh, plenty.
Yeah, there's good opportunity for stuff to be continued.
Yep.
So you gotta, so please be vocal. Please let us know what you think of the stories. It's such a I still am not computing right now with what's going on. And the irony is, Eric, I actually went back through the emails. It is 1 year to the day today.
Wow. Okay.
To the day, the 14th of May, 2024.
That's cool.
Is when I got the confirmation email from the Soska saying, thank you for coming on board to write this story.
Cool. Nice.
And for somebody that tries to squeeze things out of yourself, I think I've sold the audience.
You did
but I
for
never
a full
lied.
year. We did all these shows. Nobody had a clue, man. So you did a good job there. Everybody did. But yeah, this is something that we had been cooking for a while, right? And definitely when you're working with all these different creators, things take, it takes time for sure to make a project kind of come to life, right? So, big shout out to you for grabbing all of the covers. So yeah, grab them all, get everything in it, get the I Want It All real easy. You don't have to worry about missing out on anything. And yeah, man, it was really cool to see the project start to come together. One of the first, the role that I had, obviously we had other guys handling and helping with the editing. Obviously you had Saskas, Carol, Andrew, Kane and Igor, these guys, especially Igor. Igor did a lot of heavy lifting with
he did great. Igor did great work. He did a lot of editing before it even got to myself. So
shout out Igor, man.
Yeah, fair play to Igor. He did great stuff.
But all of those guys did a wonderful job, and really my role in it was getting the talent, right? That was really my thing. I was letting everybody else do the jobs. I'm like, okay, I got to get some guys that are it's not just availability, but they need to be right for the type of project that they're trying to, that we're trying to sell the audience on as far as your individual work. So we got some guys that we felt really good about. Some have already done work, like Will Conrad as well. But you got a lot of newbies, and this is what these kind of projects allows us to do. So you're not just getting guys that have like new writers like Az and Mauler, but you're getting some creators that have maybe like some of them, definitely some of the colorists, like they hadn't done a whole lot, but they had been around, right? So they were available. We got them on the projects, and I love giving these guys these opportunities, and I love seeing now the project in its full context, right? And now seeing your story and everybody's, Jay's, everybody. Shout out Flash, who, by the way, is closing in on 3,000 total books sold, by the way, for the Mighty Golden Patriots. So y'all go grab that as well after you get Saints and Sinners. Go grab that if you haven't already. But yeah, this is really cool, man. It's a cool project to be a part of. I'm glad everybody felt good about their stories. Big shout out to the editorial team that did a lot of work here and making sure everybody was meeting deadlines and everything. This was a challenge for everybody, and I'm just glad now we got to a point to where after a year later where we can be like, okay, this is what we've been cooking up. So yeah, go grab those books, man. I had a lot of fun with the project. So, hey, you want to see? Yeah, this bonus is tied into this project, guys.
Do you want me to live in poverty? Do you want me to live in poverty? Books.
There's cash bonuses involved.
Where are those sales? Come on.
There's cash ducks involved for all these guys. So be sure to buy as many books as you want to ensure that they continue to get even more monies.
I'll get that life-size Tifa. You just gotta buy them books for me, please.
Just get the books. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But nah, man, it's a cool project, man. I'm glad you had fun with it, and I'm really
awesome.
excited for. Awesome. And look, seriously, like Az had a interesting thing because the main character, right, and here's the character that I like obviously created, right, which is really, really cool to see his take on the character. He's obviously coming from the perspective of someone that had read all the other books before, and I love the new addition that you added with, like, again, we talked about it on the stream with the Apex, like that is a genius thing that you did to get, because I feel like that's going to become a core part of her
Well, yeah.
going into the future. And this is something that people can say was introduced obviously in this story. So you see it right there. You see the Apex right there. What a splash page there.
Yeah.
Really loved how it turned out. And again, that was Az's idea. So kudos to him to adding that in. And again, I think this is going to be a core part of Ingrid Valdez going forward. And it just makes most sense, right? She's more grounded than the other members of Alpha Core, right? And
yeah, I mean, literally
grounded.
Literally grounded. And let's just say that the Apex has been designed in such a way that you ain't seen everything. You ain't seen everything that vehicle can do. And but we have, maybe you will if we hit the which goal is it? It is the $250,000 goal, because if we hit $250,000, that's going to release the concept art book.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And in the concept art book, you can see other things that the Apex can do.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get that. So go support it, guys. Go pre-order that bad boy right now. We know we released it on like a Monday. I know Friday is gonna be a big day because everybody gets paid. But still, appreciate y'all. These pre-orders go a long way in kind of us gauging kind of how many prints we need to do, all that good stuff. So thank you so much for all the love there. And I see all the super chats that are mentioning this that are coming in as well. So thanks to all of y'all. Well, I want to give you more stuff, man. I would love for y'all to see the concept art book. We hadn't done one since ISOM 1. So I would love for you guys to get another one. Marcos does a lot of work, man. You've had the opportunity to work with him as Marcos Rios. He's the same guy. He's been here from literally day one. He's been our concept artist here at the Rippaverse, and it was cool to see him work with these other guys and getting some designs and getting them right. How was it like working with Marcos, man?
Marcos was fantastic. The Apex is definitely a collaborative effort with him, because Marcos and I were just 100% on the same page. When it came to the Apex, I had a very specific idea for a design. Hence why, if you look, I'm not going to say anything, but if you look at the design, there are hints.
Yeah.
There are hints on the design that you can just physically see. So I had a very specific idea on the design. And when I relayed them to Marcos was just like, dude, I was there with you. I was absolutely there with you. And so going through the designs, not just of him, but of others, which appear in the story, which again, I'm holding back because I think my cover is tickling your taint. That cover,
it's a lot going on. That cover, when people read the story, people are that cover is just gonna make all the sense.
Yeah, it's gonna make all the sense in the world, and you're gonna be like, holy, okay, gotcha, got exactly where you're coming from with this. And so Marcus was he was a joy to work with. I made that guy earn his paycheck. I really did. There's lots of back and forthing. There was lots of, can we do this? Can we take that away? Let's see what this is like with this. And that guy was just a joy to work with. He's so enthusiastic. He comes back to you next to no time. His work ethic is phenomenal. And it was great to work with a guy who not only was talented at putting designs together, but clearly relished the opportunity to create these new characters which are coming into the Rippaverse. And Marcus, brilliant. Really hope that we get awesome, to do something again.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty of that. Someone hilariously said in the chat, so can I say Az and Marla are my favorite comic writers now? You can, technically. Once you get the book, you can, officially. That can be said.
Look, I don't want to give away the whole interview in the Rippazine upcoming, but you know, I'm just incredibly humbled to have been given this opportunity. I've been collecting comics for since 1993, so 32 years. I've been collecting comics, and even before then, you know, as a little grommet, my mum would buy me little, you know, those little digests. That's what they were called. Those little digests, which would have the Spider-Man, the Hulk, Hawk and not Hawk and Dove, Cloak and Dagger, sorry, which I used to read. So to be given the opportunity to not only just put a story together with the Rippaverse, but the characters which Eric has created, I from the moment I saw Alpha Core, I fell in love with Alpha Core. I wanted to know more. And I think I said that on stream when we're discussing ISO 1. I said, I want to know more about these guys. Chuck Dixon, possibly, probably, most likely my favorite writer of all time when it comes to comics, taken on the role of Alpha Core. So not only am I taking Eric's characters, I'm taking characters which Chuck Dixon has begun to flesh out with Alpha Core itself. And so, you know, from my position, just how humble a feeling that is to be able to do that. And then not only that, but to rub shoulders with Soska Sisters, great directors, writers for Black Widow, Guardians of the Galaxy, Deadpool. And they, of course, have just smashed it with Yaira, 1.67 million with Yaira. You know, just crazy stuff. Will, Critical Drinker, to be next to him as well. Eric, of course, the founder of the Rippaverse, the creator of all these crazy characters. And then Mauler doing his debut. And unfortunately, 3PO was in there as well.
Unfortunately. He's going to love that.
But you can't have everything. You can't have everything.
That's true.
You know? Jay's a great guy. And
he's awesome dude.
He's proven himself. He's had a couple of very successful books.
Yeah.
So you know, he's coming into this running. Yeah, so from my perspective, very humbling indeed. I just want to entertain you guys. That's all this story is. My story is just purely to try and entertain you, to try and give you. I saw a lot of people wanting an Ingrid solo story.
Yeah.
I've had to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
You know, I see it in the chat every week. You know, can we get an Ingrid solo? Can we get it? And I'd already written it. I'd already written the fucking thing. You know, so it's kind of been like biting that. But yeah, there's again, if you like what you read, there's already places this can go. So you let us know. But yeah, very grateful, very humbled, and to see how well it's been doing so far. You guys, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all. Big time, man. Like I said, it was an honor to work alongside y'all. It's been very fun. Obviously as well. And look, this is, to me, for me, it's like, I love this, right? These opportunities that are coming by for folks that have been awesome to me, man, to be able to, kind of collaborate with them in any capacity, especially with original works, to me is like, that means everything to me. This is why I do what I do. And I've spent a lot of time, obviously, kind of backing a little bit, not a little bit, a lot of bit away from like my own individual kind of content creation, because I've been focused so much on the Riververse, right? And this is the type of cool stuff that we get to do. So if I get to just work, and then we got bringing on some awesome guys that can help flesh out this universe, man, because we're really just getting started. To me, that's what it's all about. I prefer to be in that position, man. And like I said, there's a lot of this is something that I think, and I'm not trying to rain on other people's parade, because I don't want people to think that like I take exception to people like doing like general content creation. When I say that I think this is the next step, I'm specifically referring to those that are creative, right? Because we have our commentary, we have all these different things that we may do. But what people have not said, like I said at the beginning of the show, what people have not been able to see is you guys that are creative, that can do it, because big shout out to Ryan, because Ryan admits this all the time. Like I couldn't throw enough money at Ryan to try to get him to like do something like this, because he's one of those that flat out admit he can't. Like he's like, this isn't his thing. Doing that type of stuff is not. And to be fair, it is.
I'd love to see Ryan. I'd love to see Ryan do something. I really would.
Well, yeah, he's a knowledgeable dude, right?
I think
he's a very knowledgeable guy.
He don't think it, but I think he got it.
I think he could too. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, because he's far knowledge, really knowledgeable on some of the stuff that he talks about, which to me is like that's the first step, like in creative writing. It's like you got to know what you're doing there. But the guys that do have those creative aspirations, seeing them do original works, I think is that next kind of like natural kind of evolution, right? It's like the old, all right, fine, I'll do it myself, because this thing expands. Like I would love for it to expand. As is a big gamer like I am.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan kind of looks like Ryan Johnson if you look at him at the certain angles. But seriously,
we're gamers. Yeah, we're gamers. We're
gamers, and like I would love this thing to turn into something of that nature. And if you think that I wouldn't pull like an ass into that fold, right, and be a part of that, like if we ever got in a position to build like a Rippaverse game, absolutely. So yeah, I just think that that's the natural progression, right? That's the natural progression after all of these years. Is like these guys that are creative, let them show you what they got, and you would be surprised. I do think that they're like, we'll be looking at this very differently in the next 2, 3, 4 years, as more like stories start to get under you guys' belts. I just think you're going to be a go-to for a lot of people out there that like, I want to read ad stories. I want to read Jay's. I want to read Mahler's, Drinker. I want to read these stories that you guys are coming up with, and I'm really, really excited for that future. And we needed the expansion anyway. We have some new writers. We got some unannounced projects. Got some new writers that are coming up as well. But yeah, this is what it's all about. Shout out Drunk 3PO. There he is. Shout out. But oh man, this Cameron Cross character is really, really cool. A lot of people love that cover Edu Salza did for you there with Cameron Cross. But yeah, I can't wait for you to read that story, because yeah, you've seen him do Ripper Sin stuff. Now we got him to do like official Rippaverse stuff. And I think this is going to be good. So yes, go grab it, pre-order it. We appreciate you. All the love you guys have been showing. Keep spreading the word. And yeah, once you get the books, don't shut up about it. Let us know how you feel about it. Give us the feedback, everything, because that lets me know, okay, how do we proceed? What do we green light? Someone, if everybody's like stoked on that story, I gotta say, all right, man, this is what we're gonna do. Here, write some stories, man. Or you already got some concepts that you entertain. Let's entertain that, and let's go this way with it. Like this is what it's about, and I can't wait for that. For you guys to get these books, because you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Zach Levi tweeted at Eric.
Tweeted at me?
When?
Really? Hold on.
Let's have a look.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Shout out Zachary Levi, by the way.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what he's gonna say.
I'm taking a look. I'm taking a gander.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Zach just NDA'd.
Oh, okay.
He just NDA'd.
Zach, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, you can share it if you want. What the? See, this is what Gary did, right? I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It was not me.
What's his Twitter?
It's Zachary Levi. It's at Zachary Levi.
I see it.
He's not wrong. Okay, once he pulls it up, we'll talk about it. Yeah, he for sure NDA'd.
Oh, here he goes. Here we go. Okay, I didn't repost that at all. I did not. I did not. We need to get you in a meeting with Eric July at the Rippaverse. Just excellent comics without the bullshit. We're actually talking to them right now. To do
NDA.
A collab with Nerd H Official. Love what the Rippaverse is doing. NDA breach.
Yes, that's what Sasuke said. NDA breach. Hold on, let me post this. Hold on. All right. Yeah,
Let's
so
fucking go.
yeah, there were already conversations being had there. I guess now it's official that everybody knows. We obviously nothing's been, we ain't got there, so I don't want to get everybody like, oh, this specific thing is gonna happen, but we are in talks. Things are coming to light. If you watch Big Lebowski, new shit is coming to light. But no, seriously, big shout out to Zachary Levi, big shout out to Nerd HQ. Yes, we are. Someone said poor Andrew in the chat. But yeah, we're having conversations. Conversations are being had, and
Zach,
I'm really excited.
loved you in Less Than Perfect. I used to watch Less Than
Yeah.
Perfect. Just saying. You know.
Shout out Zachary Levi. Much love to you. One of my ironically enough with Shazam, that was one of the first one. That was one of the videos that I did. One of the first videos that I did where I did the whole like lore dump stuff where I was like talking at the beginning of the it's like a 45-minute whatever video, right? Review. And I'm talking about like how these characters came, what was the influence for this and all that stuff. Shazam. That was one of the first books that I did that for. So, or book, excuse me, movies that I did that for. And yeah, gave it a positive review as well. Big shout out to Zachary Levi. Yeah, Yellow Flash said the real Captain Marvel. Ironically enough, I think that was like the title of my review. It was something along those lines that I did back in the Gap. But big shout out to Zachary Levi and Nerd HQ. Yeah, conversations are being had. Let's just say that.
Good. Hey, always nice to know things are going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell.
Like, guys, I say this all the time. Like, my job with the company is to like expand this business, okay? And have these opportunities and you know all the business. Everybody type business in the chat, by the way.
Business.
But yeah, that's my job. And look, man, the wheels are in motion for a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. That is specifically what I am tasked with doing within this company. So yeah, this is going to be a big year, man. This is going to be a fun year. There's going to be a lot of cool things that we're going to do. And I can't wait for you all to see it, man. But yeah, big shout out to Zachary Levi. Big shout out to what he's doing, all charitable work he's doing with Nerd HQ. And big shout out to all of y'all. But yeah, NDA breach. Shout out. Because I didn't, it wasn't me. It
wasn't me.
Like Michael Malice too. Michael Malice did it. He did it, and Gary did it, right? Like a live on stream where I'm like, and then I get all these people at me. So what's this project that you do? I was like, how do y'all even know about this stuff? And then it's like, also what sends me the clip was like, oh shoot. They said it. Well, I didn't breach the NDAs. So yeah, we're good. But no, big shout out to them, man. I'm excited for y'all to see what we got cooking.
Well, chat, I was gonna say, if we could hit 128K by the end of this stream, that would be insane. But you've actually already gone past it. It. So
how about this? 4,000 books by the end of the stream.
Let's go!
We set the bar too low. 4,000 books.
400,000 books by the end of the stream.
400,000 books by the end of the stream.
400,000.
400,000 books by the end of the stream.
I wouldn't get a life-size Tifa doll with that. I'd just get a life-size fucking.
Oh yeah, that 400,000 books. That's a lot of cash bonuses for these guys. Like a lot. That's a significant amount of cash.
Shirt I'd buy somebody, and then I'd bring them.
That's a specific. That's a lot of money that y'all will be pocketed from that, and more power to you if they get it.
Well, so, I mean, if I'm doing well, you're doing very well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're all winning here. Like everybody's winning out of that, so it works for me. But yeah, let's get that 4,000 mark, which then we'd be 1,000 away from the milestone of 5,000 books, which I know a lot of people are asking for. It's the perfect book to do a hardcover for, and we don't have anything representing the characters that I and the Saskas are using. So yeah, that'll be the perfect way to do it.
I think this is a good idea from Jay. Cover t-shirts.
at 20,000
books
sold, do we get a cover?
Yeah.
Look, if that's what the audience wants, I will do whatever. We will continue to add as we destroy milestones. We'll add more of them. So I'm not against that. If you want your individual like covers on, we can turn those into shirts. I don't see why we couldn't do that at all. So not against it. But yeah, let's do 20. Why stop there? 20, 30,000, 40,000. Let's all the books.
Every million books sold, we'll release another t-shirt.
We'll release it at every million books. We will do it. So grab them. Go to ripperverse.com.
8 billion books. Let's get everybody on planet
Everybody
Earth
on the damn planet.
Yeah.
Get Saints and Sinners. It'll be the top selling book of all time next to the Bible. If we do that, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Let's go. I know you can do it, chat. Don't hold out on me.
Not at all. Seriously, guys. This is awesome. This is fun.
1:30 by the end of the stream? I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much indeed, everyone. That is crazy. Now, this show today, it just writes itself. Now, the Ironheart trailer dropped.
Mm-hmm.
The Superman trailer dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be honest with you, dude. I watched the Ironheart trailer. I thought it looked fucking brilliant.
Okay.
I was really kind of surprised by the direction that Marvel went. And why they have had this on the shelf for 2.5 years is beyond me, because this is gonna fucking sell.
Gangbusters.
This is gonna do gangbusters. So I have no fucking idea why.
Wrong Ironheart.
Wait, what? What? What do you mean wrong Ironheart? What do you mean?
Oh Jesus!
I was surprised at the amount of vaginal sex in this. I got to confess.
There's lots of it in that.
But I thought this was a bold direction, and I thought, do you know what? They fucked up so much. Why not? Why not just do? I mean, they race changed her from black to Asian. Okay. But yeah, I thought this is great. This is what I want to see. This is definitely what I want to get. You know, as Guy says, I could definitely get behind her as regards to. But apparently that's not the right one.
No, this is not the right one.
Let's see if I can find the right one then, because I got that one wrong. Oh, okay. There's another. Got you. There's another one. Okay, are you ready to watch the Ironheart trailer?
Yeah.
Now, chat, all I'm going to say is, if you are not happy with what you see in this trailer, pinned link in the comment section. The link is also in the description box down below. You take your frustration out on your wallet and buying Saints and Sinners, all 5 covers, t-shirt, document cards, poster. I want it all. That's the only way it's the only thing that gives me enjoyment in life. Okay? We be robbing. Oh, this definitely looks like a
Oh man.
I don't know how I can not break brain cells for this. Okay, let's go. You just tell me if you want me to stop it. Okay.
All right, I will. Stop it, stop it.
Okay. I meant for critique. I meant for critique, Eric. I meant for discussion. I meant for praise. Okay. I already had enough. Where are the Twin Towers go? Okay, so the first thing we see happen is a black girl breaking into a closed premises. Okay, so you're not helping. You're not helping the stereotype here. Come on, jeez, man. Director of Wakanda Forever. One of the worst fucking films I think I've ever seen in my life.
Hello? For real?
It's always nice to see something refreshing and new for once. Elevator did it better than this, for fuck's sake. Elevator was a great show. Shout out Soskas.
Shout out Soskas.
Are we just going to deal with boring tropes? You're stuck in an elevator. You have 5 seconds to get out the elevator. And then, well, let's just say she ain't going to have a problem, folks.
In less than 3 minutes, the air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Oh, what is this?
Your interview. You'll suffocate and die unless you break into the device on the floor, where you'll find a gas mask. Good luck.
Screw this.
Oh man, she's breaking all the rules, Eric. She's breaking all the rules. I want you to do it this way. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna do it my way. Again, not helping yourself with hot wiring.
What are you trying to say, Marvel?
I know. Are you just trying to say that? Let's move on. I mean, all we should do is commit crap. Okay, let's move on. 13% cause 40%. Anyway.
Oh, man.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius.
I'm still waiting to see how.
So you win her out.
Have they always called it Marvel Television? Is that new or
No, they that was a change they did about 1.5 years ago.
okay.
And the reason they said it's Marvel Television is so that it doesn't have to be connected to the films. The latest film out at the cinema from Marvel, the Thunderbolts, requires you to watch all the TV fucking shows. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, another fucking one as well. So it doesn't help at all.
Interesting.
By the way,
I'm not even joking. That was first. I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently. So you don't have to do your homework, even though you need to do your homework for everything. I gotta say though, I am very shocked to hear a hip hop track with black characters.
Black characters is prerequisite, man.
Yeah. So
Kind
what
of a
we
thing.
got
Even
so
if the
far
characters from Africa, you're still gonna get.
Oh yeah.
But
Particularly
shout
from
out
Japan.
Black Panther.
I like my Japanese
Oh,
black
yeah.
people.
Yeah, they can even be
That's
from
my
Japan. It doesn't matter. That's crazy to me. But
We're a minute 13 seconds in, and what we've seen is a black woman commit crime and hip hop music. Tell that this was greenlit by a white person. I'm just saying. I say, what about putting something of that hippity hop in?
Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
That is not the line of a hero.
to be fair, this character, I know what they're going to try to present her as, but she's not. I mean, comic book, canonically, she's not. Like, she just.
Canonically, she's a villain.
Yes.
Her
I mean, they don't try.
story is
It's
a
not.
villainous
And when
origin.
I say that, guys, I'm not saying that, like, that's what they attempted to do. That's just once you just pay attention to her actions.
Yeah.
That's what she does. In terms of how she stole all this shit and like, but yeah, it's so I guess they got that part right. If nothing else. But yeah, the whole acknowledging you want to be acknowledge me. Shout out Roman
as a genius. Yeah, wait for you to be acknowledged as a genius. No. The hero does not seek greatness. Greatness is thrust upon them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, but this is the all new, all different Marvel, where all of them were just acknowledge my greatness for being a diverse change of what the beloved character actually was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all it ever was. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta like me because I actually no word of a lie. I actually saw somebody defend this just on the basis that she was black, because I guess that is a white liberal giving themselves away if ever I saw it. Just because the character is black, it means that they shouldn't be held to the same. That's some fucking equity shit. If ever I've heard them. No, a hero rises because a hero does selfless deeds, which makes them become a hero. They don't seek it. Anyone that seeks it out, seeks acknowledgement, seeks greatness, that is a origin story of a villain.
Right. Not wrong.
You are not the first genius at MIT.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
Well, yeah, look, that's that character. And look, if I'm gonna be completely fair, like, because I was talking about this, I have videos dating back to when I was covering this. I mean, it's been 6 years. It's crazy. I did a video about Ironheart 6 years ago. Talking about it's funny because at the time she hadn't got announced yet, but I knew it was coming.
I think this was announced 5 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, this was this. And by the way, guys, she's not a character that's been around forever. And this was started the trend, right? The trend was you had these obscure kind of versions of these characters that had been created during the all new, all different era that you were going to start.
Was Brian Michael Bendis adopted a black girl in real life,
man.
And then everything needed to become black. Miles Morales needed to become black. He created Riri Williams, which is absolutely an insert of his daughter. So this is Brian Michael Bender, who then went on to absolutely annihilate Superman.
He did Miles Morales too. That's been his thing. That was just like MO, like at the time, which is why Bendis is coming was an interesting
on
promotional
Superman's
tactic.
cape.
But no, it and the video that I did, the reason I brought that up was because I talked about it. The way that I worded it was line skipping, and that Marvel had access to all these wonderful characters, right? That I know a lot of people were asking about, especially after acquiring the Fox rights. Okay, but the characters that you were going to get were the all new, all different. And it's funny in that video, if you remember, I predicted that I think she was the title, like surrounded that whole video was Ironheart, right? And I was like, yeah, this is a character that came in, it's one of the smartest characters to ever exist. And it wasn't like a gradual thing. Like they brought her in just to be smarter than everybody.
They did that with multiple female black characters.
You can make the argument they did. That was the one flaw, though. I think she had a far more positive. Naomi in the CW was way worse than what she was when they initially created her in DC. You can probably speak to that. Y'all had lots of fun with that. With that. But no, like, yeah, it was a thing. You want to talk about tropes? That was kind of what ended up happening, where you had, especially these younger, like, Shiri, same thing. It was like you had these like genius level young black chicks.
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl. Yeah, it's another one. Like they kept that was just a thing that they were doing at the time. And again, it wasn't like a gradual thing. It wasn't one of those things where it's like, okay, we saw this character grow and they were getting more and more kind of, let's say, intellectual. That wasn't really what happened. They were bringing them in, and they were already like damn near Reed Richards level smart, which is like
they were brought in like marketed bands. So instead of the band actually having raw talent, raw ability, what they did is they just took a character and then they marketed them as the new genius that, better than Tony Stark. This character is just, but of course, you can market till your eyes fucking blue in the face, whatever. Unless the audience actually gravitate towards these characters, it goes nowhere. Just like Carol Danvers has gone nowhere as Captain Marvel. Riri Williams went nowhere as Iron Man to Ironheart, whatever the fuck you want. Kate Bishop's been a fucking afterthought. America Chavez is a fucking nothing. You know, all these female Thor gone. You know, Asian Hulk gone. You know, it's all just desperately trying to eradicate the whiteness of Marvel, which we know
that was the whole point of
to
the movement. Again, guys, I want people that aren't knowledgeable on that era will think that we're just saying that. I mean, they're gonna just say all these older guys just ragging on. Like, no. That was the whole point of that era. Like, I'm not, whether you like it or dislike it is irrelevant to that. The whole point of that era was to basically replace, because I guess in their line of thinking, you can, I mean, obviously in retrospect, people are like, well, that wasn't the best idea. And then DC said, hey, why don't we copy your homework? And it didn't work for them either. But the whole point was that you were getting these different versions of these characters that you already knew existed. That was the whole point of that whole entire era. That's why you got Jane Foster. That's how you got, again, Ironheart. That's how you got though Miles was created like a few years before that. That they were really diving into that, right? That was how you got Miss Marvel, right? And again, Miss Marvel goes to become Captain Marvel, and then they wanted to take that moniker of Miss Marvel and they gave it to a different character. Like that was just what they were doing at the time. It was these other versions of characters that you were already familiar with. That was what the all new, all different era was entirely about. You had what was the Hulk? The totally awesome Hulk? What was his name? God, Amadeus Cho. That's yes. Him, Amadeus Cho. So you had him. Like that was the whole point of that era. It's not just us saying like, oh, they wanted to replace the white. No, it's not just like us just making shit up. Like if you were reading during that era, that was specifically what they were doing. Specifically what they were doing during that era.
And they were doing gaslighting campaigns with the paid for comic media.
Oh, absolutely.
Who were trying to put out stories that oh my God, these are the best characters. You know, people are loving these characters. Well, no. This isn't what's it called? The Mandela effect. They were trying to sort of like implement a Mandela effect that these characters were beloved. These were people loved the fact that they'd taken over. Blah blah blah. No. I mean, it's been a long time since we've probably looked at this, but it was like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Last time we talked kind of hardcore about Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers.
Right.
And in that time, she had already had, 9 reboots or 12 reboots in 9 years? Something like that, because they just can't get the character going. Because no matter how hard they try and push her as the lead character in Marvel, she's the Marvel Superman, blah, blah. Nobody fucking likes the daft bitch. Because she's written like a fucking arsehole. She is an arsehole, and it's been written by arseholes. And so you get all of these characters, your Ironheart, your Amadeus Cho's, everyone being gaslit, female Thor. This is incredible, blah, blah, blah. How can you have a female Thor? You're not fucking even Thor. It's his fucking name.
That's his name, bro. It was his name, man.
It's his fucking name.
But yeah, that was also how you got. How could I forget? The big one was Sam Wilson, right? That's how you got him.
Sam Wilson, Captain America.
That all happened during this same. Believe it or not, guys, all of that stuff happened during the same exact era with Riri Williams, with Jane Foster Store, with Sam Wilson. I think even Robbie Reyes was created during that era, if I'm not mistaken, for the Ghost Rider. I think he fell in that era as well. So X-23, right? They were calling her Wolverine. Remember that was the name of all different Wolverine, if you remember that, which is like now
they've totally given her the name Wolverine.
Yeah. So Kate Bishop was another one. How can I forget about that? Like
10 years, this is all in.
Yeah.
This isn't 20, 30 years ago.
No,
all of this bullshit happened in the last 10 years ago. 2015 is when they started all this.
Yep, that's when it all started. So all that happened during the same era. The companies really believed in these guys, and it didn't really go that well during that era. It didn't go well at all, to be completely honest.
No.
But you could see that they were trying to find that kind of off ramp into the cinematic universe, right? And this is why all those characters got fast tracked. I mean, these characters just got created in the case of like a Riri Williams, right? And they were already, not even 3 years in, and there's already talks of them becoming, getting their first kind of cinematic appearance. So they were trying to fast track all of those guys, man. That's just, which was crazy. But that was what my video was 6 years ago, and I was like, guys, you're about to get a lot of guys that nobody asked for. And this is because of all new, all different. They really wanted to replicate that, and you got every character minus Miles, because he's a Sony property. You pretty much got Miss Marvel, you got Jane Foster Thor, you got Riri Williams, you got Sam Wilson being Captain Falcon, Black American man. Who else is there? I know I'm missing some guys. Kate Bishop.
We did Kate,
Miss
Kate
Marvel,
Bishop,
Miss Marvel,
Carol Danvers becoming,
all that happened 10 years ago, right?
America Chavez.
Oh yeah, America. How can I forget America Chavez?
Squirrel Girl.
How can I forget that? Like
West Coast Avengers.
Oh yeah, that was with Kate Bishop and all those guys. So yeah, that all happened in the same era, and they said, guys, we need to hurry up quick and get these guys fast tracked to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's how you got them.
Eric, how many years did it take for Iron Man to get his first movie? From the creation of
from
the
when
character.
He created?
Yeah.
So what's that? That would have been maybe 40 almost years.
45.
Yeah.
Created in 63, 2008 was Iron Man. 45 fucking years. This is 100% about license. This is about licensing. This is what this is about. You create what's the word? Derivative. You create derivative characters. You hold the right. You hold the license to them.
Well, that's why a lot of the off-brand versions of characters back in the Gap were created specifically for IP reasons. Specifically for IP reasons. That's why they created them. But yeah, it was a fast track. It was bizarre because it's like, I could understand and I would empathize with the move from a business standpoint if that era had landed with the audience, which it didn't. It was never going to. I think anybody could have predicted that. Yeah, I don't know. Replacing all the notable heroes probably isn't the best idea.
Oh yeah, the new Warriors.
Oh yeah.
Snowflake, Safe Space, Fat Bitch.
Didn't even get published.
Terminally Online Wanker. Didn't even make it out.
Internet gas.
Fucking hell. Experimental internet gas.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he went on to write Blade. What's his name? Kibblesmith. Yeah.
Daniel Kibblesmith, who wrote about gay Santa Claus, Black Gay Santa.
Sounds like a Blade writer to me. Perfect. Blade.
Well, this is a guy that appeared on that Women Date Millionaire show to get a wife. Dude, it helps if you're straight to get a wife. I'm just saying. And then she did she get like knocked up by some other dude to have their baby? I don't even want to fucking go in this.
But yeah, that's
Daniel Kibblesmith.
But yeah, that's why you got these guys. You can dislike, you could say that you're tired of us talking about it, but it's the honest to God's truth. They try to fast track that entire, again, it just had happened, that's what made it so bizarre. It's less about, though that's part of it.
That was it.
That you had these replaceable, or these characters that were replacing the more notable ones. That's already in itself going to be a problem. But it was just how quick that it happened. Like Ironheart had just got created. Miss Marvel had just got created. Like they had just made their first appearances in these various stories, and they were already being cast. And it was for live action, which was just absolutely bonkers to me. And so I call it line skipping because you're thinking of the just.
Well, they wanted to get paid. You know, this is just, remember when was it Kelly Sue DeConnick? I'm pretty sure it's Kelly Sue DeConnick, that talentless fucking hag, said that we shouldn't be making comics for an audience anymore. We should be making comics for IP reasons, for studios to look at stories and IP
Yeah,
and take
everybody wants to get a
really
movie made.
retarded, dumb fucking take from a really dumb fucking retarded bint.
Yeah.
Somebody who couldn't fucking sell a comic to save a fucking life, and his career's propped up by a fucking husband.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all with how that.
I want you to buy my book, by the way, chat. I don't need you to know my politics in the slightest. It's utterly irrelevant. I would be very grateful if you did buy my book. Link in the description, link in the pin.
There you go. Go grab it. But yeah, it also is the times, like for whatever reason. I mean, and obviously the entire entertainment, like all entertainment industries, we're really hyper focusing on like the diverse element, right? And I think I know, just in having talked with some of these weirdos, they were really anticipating that the audience was just going to support this effort for like they thought they were going to make bread out of it. I know that. Yeah, I did say that. If you don't like my politics, you still buy my books. Like, I never say anything as foolish as Kelly Sue DeConnick. But no, like, in order for you to, like, I guess what I'm trying to say, look, guys, you want to, I totally empathize with having these new characters that you create appear in another setting. That's always cool to see that, right? But when you have the IPs that they have access to, when your cinematic universe is firing on all cylinders, I just believe that there were other characters that people wanted to see first before you started doing all of this. And I know
it's not about what the audience wants, mate. It's about what they want.
Well, that's the problem, right? And that's what I was saying, and that they thought that they were going to, that this was a bankroll of an idea. Like well, yeah, diversity's in, everybody's talking about it politically, financially, as far as all of where these companies were going at the time. They thought that this effort was something that was going to have bear fruit, and it didn't. It just didn't. It was now even normies are mocking the general concept of it all. It didn't land.
This was 5 years ago now. 5 years.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1. I got interested in the New Warriors.
Sweetheart, cutie pie. It never even fucking got to out. You first issue.
Yeah, it never got published. It never got published.
I remember seeing them on the shelf when I was a kid, picking up comics in the 90s, and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was
They were. You're a fucking spasmo.
Intimidated by, Night Thrasher who had a blade coming out of his.
He was intimidated by the black guy.
Now again, like, guys, I'm not. If he's writing a non-New Warriors property, maybe you let him make it. But you have a guy that's core to the original. Well, not even the original, but as New Warriors became a thing, right? You have a character that all of this is centered around, somewhat popular, I suppose, and you have the writer of this new series saying that they were scared of one of those main characters. Would that not be a disqualifier? No, that's the question that I would have asked 5 years ago. Now I'm an EIC, so I get to tell you definitively that's an absolute qualifier. A disqualifier.
Can we test your estrogen levels, please, sir?
Excuse me, that's a disqualifier.
Can you piss in this cup? Obviously, a mile away in a secluded area, because otherwise you'd be too intimidated to pee.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't make sense. And I don't know. I went and looked this up during the time, and I couldn't find any examples of it. I mean, I've heard of things not being published, but I've not heard of things that have like this media thing happening where like the trailer's up and everything, and the book never comes out. I had never seen that up to that point. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it hasn't happened. I just didn't know. I had never seen anything like this. So we're watching this, guys, in retrospect, just for the chat, in terms of their perspective. This book never saw the light of day.
Yeah.
It never got put out. And I've never heard of that happening. I've never seen anything like that happening in books.
You know, Nova was really buff. They were all the edgy characters for the 90s, as the cover said.
Being buff is edgy for the 90s.
I thought that was just...
This guy looks like he would be intimidated if I actually made just eye contact with him. He would cry.
Yeah.
Eric, I think if you were in a room with him, he would literally just hand over his wallet and put it on the floor to you. He looks like one of those liberals. Please don't hurt me. After all, he was, you know, it was the only black character that he was intimidated by. Yeah,
that's true.
Warriors, I thought, were really.
Please don't hurt. Here's my wallet. Sir? What are you implying, sir? Sir, what are you implying, sir?
Interesting characters because they occupy this really cool space. They're forever young, but they've now been around for 30 years. My editors on the previous books I'd done, like Loki and Black Panther versus Deadpool, asked if I would be interested in doing a New Warriors tie-in that actually poses them as the authority figures in this conflict instead of the rebels. And
Dude. This is not a black man. This is a homosexual fucking gimp.
More than likely.
Why? What is the look at that? Is a woman's eyes, for fuck's sake. This feminization of black men.
That is a thing.
Is it because they're too scary for people like Kibblesmith?
That is a thing.
Look at those fucking hello, look at my cutie. Woo. Fancy hitting the Blue Oyster Bar after this?
I really liked the tension of that. So because the New Warriors are the authority figures in this story, they have to be mentoring new warriors who are under 21.
Right. You see this lovely, by the way, chat, if you don't know, you see this gorgeous couple who are in love. Look at the way he holds her. Look at the way she holds him around the waist.
That is not...
wait, what?
Yeah, they're not in love.
What do you mean?
Because they're siblings. Yeah, things are weird.
Yeah, but no, they can't be because
they're siblings.
That's definitely the pose of a couple who are fucking. Are they called Lannister? Yes, folks, this is Snowflake and Safe Space, and they are brother and sister. Oh, wait. Was it a brother and a they, them?
I think one of them was non-binary. Yeah. I think you might be right.
I think
and we were, and he's about to, he does eventually say it. I think he was like, the guy in the pink is this like jock. And I was like,
oh, yeah,
that's a really believable. A really believable amount.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that he likes jocking is straps of other men.
And subject to the laws that triggered the outlawed event, this new law is making it illegal to be a vigilante under the age of 21. The artist.
It is illegal to be a vigilante, period, you fucking idiot!
It's kind of the point.
That's the point of the word vigilante!
Kind of the point.
You're fucking spasmo!
Best on New Warriors #1 is Luciano Vecchio. He designed all of the new Warriors.
Is that why they look so shit?
And gave them costumes that felt as modern as the New Warriors costumes.
I've unfortunately rarely these days heard the term modern be used in a positive light.
Me too.
Think about that.
That is so true.
Like it's almost never in a positive light when you have someone using that term. It's weird.
It's like a PTSD word. No, you hear
Yeah.
the word modern, you're like, oh, it's gonna be
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Sort of feel classic and instantly familiar. So the first character that we're
Yeah.
introduced to is Trailblazer.
It's morbidly
She's
obese
a
bitch.
group home and foster kid who is volunteering at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher
Did she steal all the senior center's food?
runs to the rescue. And because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this new outlawed law. And
Why? How has she gone from black to Asian in 2 pictures? I mean, she's clearly
rescue. And because she helped at a
she's clearly black there, right?
Something.
because she helps him,
And then she says she goes to Asian. Then she's like, what happened? Did she eat her melanin levels as well?
up in the crosshairs of this new outlawed law, and she inherited from her grandfather a magic backpack of
Chat, breathe this in. Breathe this in. This never saw the light of day. And it was on, this is still active on the Marvel page.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. They didn't take it
divine
down.
origin. We picked the name Trailblazer because she's somebody who charges into action.
No, she clearly doesn't charge anywhere.
They ain't charging anywhere, not at that size. Unless you're off, and even then, you're protecting if you're
That's
some
like-
offensive lineman.
It's like me saying I'm going to run down to the shops, and you're like, yeah, of course you are, Az. By walk, do you mean listfully fucking huff and puff until you get there? Well, okay, yeah, fine, but whatever.
She knows that she can do some good with this, mysterious gift that she's.
Her magic, by the way, she inherited a magical backpack. That's her power. Apart from being able to pound the 2-for-1 Tuesday at fucking Domino's Pizza.
Given. Screen time is a internet kid taken to its sort of logical conclusion as
Logical
This one
conclusion.
tripped a lot of people out. This one tripped a lot of people out during the time.
Dude, if this was his logical conclusion, he'd have glasses with malware on it and he'd just be furiously masturbating to porn all day.
As a youth, he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas.
What is it with these fucking grandfathers? The grandfather she inherited a grandfather's backpack. This guy was hit with the experimental internet gas. What the fuck, Eric?
The funny thing is, I don't even
internet
think I
gas.
even brought that up when I did my initial thing because I was focusing on all the other stuff. Like I didn't even think about the whole trip in that. Right, that's a trip in itself. Like internet gas, experimental internet gas. Look, man, I get it, man. It's maybe a little difficult to come up with some original concepts, but this one was interesting.
Well, what? Like, let's just think 2 seconds off my brain. Having them wired directly into the internet, into Wi-Fi by a system of adaptive fucking chips, which have been placed in the back of the head through experimentation.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Nah, he sniffed some gas.
Internet. Not just any gas, internet gas.
There's no fucking internet when his granddad was around.
Experiment, and it's experimental, by the way. So yeah, it wasn't
Not
just any old gas.
Not the regular internet gas.
Yeah, the
FDA approved.
Tim permanently.
This is the experimental.
The experimental kind, man. Yeah.
Yeah, this fucking logs you into Brazzers immediately.
Into the World Wide Web. The word screen time is only ever used in a sort of restrictive sense. And because we're doing a story about teenage rebels, a lot of the names are about teens fighting against labels that are put on them. So with screen
Daniel, I've got a lot of labels for you, mate. And you're not a teenager. I'd say one of them is fat.
Time we liked the idea that he has infinite screen time. Snowflake and Safe Space are the twins, and their names are very similar.
They're the twins. The twins. Why she got a bigger fucking package than her fucking brother?
To screen time. It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory, to take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor. Safe Space is kind of a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock.
Yeah, that part got me. I was tripped out about that part. I just, when I first heard about it, that was a trip. That was a trip. Because it's not believable. Like I said, guys, you look.
What is this picture? What is this picture, by the way?
I don't know. But, you know, look, you get, not every idea is going to land, but I get it, right? Like, not everything that you do, nobody bats 100. But, man,
Sure.
I don't think with any of these characters, if you have like a competent editorial staff, like after 5 of them, right? Or however many of them it is. I just feel like you're like, yeah, maybe you're not the guy for the project.
Was this the shot? Was this the moment? Was this New Warriors? Was that the moment that pretty much everybody was just like, this is
I think it was.
insanity
I think it was a special moment in history. I think that was when you started to see like even like I said, normies be like, okay, we can't really defend this stuff. I do think that was, I think we will maybe years from now be looking at like, because, and this is why it was less ironic than anything, because Daniel didn't intend for that to happen, right? But you know, he went on talking about this like, oh, logical conclusion. And this is what that ended up being. Like, this was way ahead of its time, and the fact that it essentially, the route that we were going, that was where the stories were headed. Okay. And I think you needed to see that. I think a lot of normies needed to see like how just ridiculous things are under this philosophy. And yeah, maybe 10 years from now, we'll look at this and like, man, you remember that crazy, like that was when people started to be like, even normies be like, yeah, maybe these guys got a point. Maybe this isn't the move. Maybe these guys are, you know, they have their own little intentions, their own political ideology, and maybe that's getting in the way of some of their creativity. And this was just such a blatant version, because even then, I just don't think anybody could defend it. Like, even if you wanted the quote unquote shields, like they couldn't defend it. It was like, it was beyond just simply a bad idea. Like I said, you get the right to have a bad idea. I think it was beyond that. It was beyond like all of that. It was just, these ideas are so bad that it should have never left the writers' room. It should have never got it to editorial.
Yeah.
It should have never made it to editorial.
I think it was it was displaying the utter lack of self-awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfectly.
Just manifest in comic form. So
he can create
he's
force fields, but he can only trigger them if he's protecting somebody else. Snowflake is non-binary and goes by they, them. Snowflake.
Yeah, so you were right. Yeah, it's not worth it, bro. It's just I mean, we're taking a trip down memory lane because you saw that's the extreme version. But check this out. This is the trip of it all. The trip of it all is that, and like maybe it was something that he had written before this. I don't know, and maybe it got published after the fact. But from if you're going by the general timeline, it seemed like he was rewarded with Blade.
Yeah.
Because he got put up on, what was it called? Darkhold Blade or whatever that was in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave him a Blade project. This was so bad that even Marvel said, guys, we just can't put it out.
Well,
and I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen it.
He never heard that. What he heard was there is a hate campaign
Oh yeah.
Against these great characters that you've made, that these bigots and racists and homophobes, because they're all gay, have just set upon you. Daniel, we're going to give you something else. We'll make it a black guy because you're clearly an ally.
Even though you were scared of not Night Thrasher,
Yeah,
somehow
even though,
Blade.
yeah.
Fucking more sense,
This is
like-
to help you with your anxiety of black people and pissing and pissing while standing up. You know. Let's finish this shit.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable, something
Important?
iconic.
Right. Okay. So you continue to be a villain.
Yeah,
This is
this does.
all
I'm not
villain
gassing, guys.
shit.
I'm not gassing. I'm not just saying this to just knock Mark. No. I do believe that this would have been, if Ironheart was set up to be almost a villain of like even like Iron Man,
yeah.
this would have been a perfect villain story.
Yes.
Not even joking. I would have been like, okay, change the music around a little bit, have the character be as an absolute asshole, or whatever.
They are.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It would have been believable. Like, no, I want to do some iconic. You know, they have a little bit of arrogance about them. To me, that would have been perfect. I mean, it's not the
They
route
go
that
up
they're
against
taking.
Tony. They go up against Tony.
Yeah, they go up against Tony. That would have been a good. That would have been a nice
He
little villain.
slaps them fucking down. Oh, you can't. Oh my god! Right. The thing that's even more stupid here is it's not even an original thing. It's a derivative. So how do you think you're going to create
can't
something
be
iconic when the
copying the-
iconic thing has been
exactly.
made?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You fucking idiots.
I can give you the tools to help you carry out your vision. But
Right. So this is a what? We've got security guards. Oh, okay. Eric, do you know who this is?
No idea.
This is somebody that's mutilated their body.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This was a very pretty young woman who went and
That's so sad, man.
yeah, I know it is. It's fucking tragic. But they get, instead of getting the help that they need, they get fucking work now. Right. So this bunch of fucking retards are going to take out a group with a couple of knives. What is this? Fucking London. Are going to take out let's just go back. A room with.
What is this? Like, is this like obviously maybe you watch the show, you learn. But I mean, maybe it is something to reference in the comics. I have no idea what is this, but it seems like they will be the type of stuff that they're doing. That security.
LNL?
Yeah, again, I don't know, but the type of stuff that just look from what I'm seeing, they like to do important stuff. So maybe the security guys would have more than just like knives and batons and stuff. Yeah.
They'd have guns. It's America.
Yeah.
They'd have guns as standard if they're a security.
And you can't, walking through the front door and just fighting everybody like
Dude,
that. Like
that's fucking how shit happens. They just walk in the fucking front door.
Like I'll be interested to see how they make sense of that.
Yeah, I won't be interested at all, but okay.
But anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life.
Stop. You don't understand the word iconic. Stop using words you don't understand.
Damn.
Oh my God.
I had to do some questionable things to get it done. What will you do, Riri?
Look. Look.
But making it rain.
Does this look like something a hero does?
No.
They talk about, oh, I get it. You're annoyed that people aren't recognizing your greatness. I want to make something iconic. I've broken into an apartment and I've smashed some shit up, and and now I'm making the money right. This doesn't scream hero. What exactly has she done in this trailer that is heroic?
She's showing you she has ego about her.
Vanity, ego, self-absorption, which is on par for Riri Williams, by the way.
Yeah, like that's part's accurate. Like I'm not, that's why I
Yeah.
haven't said anything about the inaccuracy of it all. It was always a bizarre kind of character to try to get people to go behind. But like I said, just the story in itself makes for a believable Iron Man villain.
This is a villain.
But that's not what they're presenting.
This is a villain origin story.
Yeah.
Riri.
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
I just set it off. Yeah, it's. I'll be interested to see how they salvage that, because it almost feels so forced that there has to be some sort of major spin in this when it's all said and done.
Oh,
to try to make the character a little more heroic, if you will.
No. Do you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna solve whatever or defeat the villains because they're getting in her way of what she wants to do. It's nothing selfish. See how they tried to copy the cover of issue 1? But they didn't have the 5-foot neck and scrawny potato legs, French fry legs. Looks like ass, by the way. Just saying.
You know nothing about this man.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
Yeah, one can hope.
So much bigger than that.
How many times have we seen this, by the way? How many times have we seen this exact thing? Punching a vehicle, flips, blah, blah, blah. How many fucking times? Are we going to get anything fucking new?
Well, to be fair, the character in itself is just not. It's nothing new about it. It was they were specifically just brought in to replace a previous iteration of the character or rendition. It's not to be done original. But okay, having now saw that, that's the angle. Gets with the guy, but it's all.
Dude, you haven't had the humor. You haven't had the Marvel humor ending. You gotta wait for the jokes, dude. You gotta wait for the jokes. Are you ready for the jokes?
This is wild. A shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady.
Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It says live, laugh, love. White people, they be loving that shit. Did you know that? White people be loving live, laugh, love. Fuck it. Oh my God. Saved. Can't fucking wait.
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
Oopsies.
I'm returning those.
So yeah, that's the angle. The angle is gets with bad crowd because she wants to do something iconic, right? So yeah, and then that'll be end up being, I guess, the villain in the story, whoever that is that has all the cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when she defeats him, she'll steal all of his cash and make an even bigger suit.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I like it. It's interesting. It is interesting enough. Like I said, I don't think this character is gonna work. It didn't work in the comic. I don't think it's gonna work here, but
okay, so
willing to be wrong.
I have 2 clips here from Superman trailers. What's the difference? What's going to be the difference?
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if you see it. Let's see if you see it. I'm going to pause it.
What am I looking at? The lack
This
of
is
flinch?
this is the first one. He blinks when he gets hit
lack
with
of
the
flinch.
can. Second one, they've CGI'd him not flinching.
Which he shouldn't, because it's a freaking.
He's fucking
he's
sick. He wouldn't
Superman.
even feel a can.
Yeah. Okay.
Never mind flinch to it. He wouldn't even feel it. So it probably cost him another $15,000.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that probably added to the budget a significant amount.
Probably. Okay, so the Superman trailer also dropped. This is gonna get us hit all kinds of left, right, and center because it's Warner. So first of all, before we do say it, I would like to say fuck you, Warner. And second of all, for the people who are watching this later on, obviously it's now cut out. So we're just going to continue the conversation. Oh, but before we do that, yeah, probably $150,000. Before we do that, have you seen the new official Avengers logo?
The rainbow color one?
Yes, sir. That is the new Avengers logo. So I had to ask, Avengers gay as fuck? Is that the next movie? Is that the next movie? Is it Avengers gay as fuck? What? Dude, I see that. I'm running a fucking mile. I'm running a mile.
Yeah. I don't know the angle. I see this guy saying it's the Infinity Stones, because I don't think that's it.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's it.
No.
I guess we're gonna see.
If that was the case, why would you have the yellow and then going back to the yellow?
Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
No. I think this is meant to be Doom. I think that's meant to be Scarlet Witch or something. I think this is all meant to be representative of.
Yeah, I would believe that. Maybe characters for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the Infinity Stone. I don't think that's gonna have anything to do with it.
To me, it just says gay. Sorry, man. I thought I had this Superman trailer locked in on, but maybe I didn't. Here we go. This is from James Gunn's Twitter himself. Again, you want me to stop it at any point, considering this is going to get cut out? I don't care. You let me know. When he went with that Friends face where everyone was just like, could you be anymore? You know? And then it was all kind of that for about 16 years. What do you think to these special effects? Kind of looking very green screeny.
Yeah.
That's my thumbnail. I'm print screening that right now. Bang. Boosh. Print screen. Done. Thumbnail got. Not sure who this is, by the way. There's obviously Frank Grillo, Rick Flag Sr. Who?
Someone said that from the Authority.
Hey, chat, if you don't want to hear spoilers,
couldn't tell you.
Just cut your weight. Just mute for it. I'll go like this when I've said. So if you don't know spoilers, just mute. A carbon copy of himself from that Lex has taken out of a pocket universe.
Yeah.
Okay, we said Just a quick question, legit question. Is this striking you as hopeful?
No, it's just it looks like Superman's about to be taken through the ringer again.
That's what I don't want. I legitimately want this film to be good. I do. But these trailers are not selling me in the slightest. This is such a weird thing. Is they're having a quiet moment while shit is going nuts outside. It's so weird, though. Am I wrong? It's just bizarre. It's like, dude, you don't have time for this.
Yeah,
How many people are dying right now?
And that's one thing that I would say about all this is that just coming from a big fan of obviously DC. I'm not sold on Lex, but
No. It's particularly from this trailer.
that's all. I mean, that's my only context. I want to
yeah.
be fair to that.
That's all we got. We'll get some more. I mean, what have we got here? We've got Metamorpho. I don't know who. This is, I think, what's taken over from the Authority. This is the Maxwell Lord stuff. Maybe Maxwell Lord calls them the Authority.
Okay.
But we don't see Sean Gunn in this, do we? This is exactly what I want to see in my superhero films.
Modern, very modern.
Cat Grant, is that Cat Grant, or is that just some
Cat Grant? Oh, maybe. Man, that's the one thing, man. Cat Grant in the CW. What a casting.
Okay. Because I guess that's what happens when fighting and destroying. You got a guy destroying a building here. Unless this is the person that sent the guy to do this, you ain't fucking taking selfies. You're getting the fuck
definitely
out
like
of
when you're in the next building as he's putting out fucking laser beams through. Because like, I'd be like, oh shit, we're next. Because we're like,
let's just say this is, I don't know, the World fucking Trade Center. Is that Grace Randolph? Probably.
I think I'm not sold on his Lex. I'm just not. I can't. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling Lex.
I look.
Everything else, I'm like in.
You got Hulk Girl, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Maxwell Lord, Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's like Saw Hands or something. The guy who we think is so and so, Crypto, Lois Clark, Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, Ma Parkent. We're already on fucking.
Yeah, it's pretty
14
deep.
fucking characters just
mainly
there
with
and
the
then.
powerful guys. Mainly with the powerful guys, I'd be very interested to see what the plan is with that. Because yeah, I don't know, man. Like again, I'm just indifferent on it. Like the one thing, if there's one thing that I dislike, it's like I'm just picking up from what I'm seeing. Lex.
Lex is the one that I am sold the least on. I do like Nicholas Hoult as an actor. I do think he's a good actor. What I saw in this trailer, I'm just like, that's not. It doesn't.
It's to me, it's not believable. But
no,
like I said, everything else, I'm like, whatever. Which I don't know, man. Like I'm like
the other stuff to me just washed over me.
We'll see. Do we think that that's the Superman film that people? It ain't even really about. It ain't really even about like who, how, like if coming off of what happened with DC and everything with fucking Zack Snyder and his shit. What I was picking up, and it doesn't seem that way, not from that trailer. What I was picking up was that if there was going to be a more, to your point, hopeful.
That's
of
the
approach
that's
to
the
it.
word that James Gunn has consistently used.
Yeah, but this saying,
Hopeful.
look again, it's just a trailer, man. This can be there can be all sorts of misdirection there. It does feel like
I would have liked to have just seen something that made Superman look like a Superman
but
and
that
not like a guy that was constantly getting fucking
shat
slapped
on.
down.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm talking about though. And like I said, I don't know if I mean maybe for movie 3 or something that makes sense, but for the movie number 1, I think it would have made a lot more sense for the approach to be more hopeful. And yeah, I guess people would call that more safe, but is that not what they need right now? Something that
Is it safe seeing Superman getting beaten down consistently in a
that's a
trailer?
good point. Good point.
And there's been so much focus on crypto in the marketing which seems to me to be just very manipulative because everybody likes doggos.
No.
And that's a trope which is used. You put the pet in so you feel empathy. Because all of us feel empathy the vast majority of us feel empathy towards animals.
Yeah.
And there's just a whole lot of crypto in there. And I'm just like, if there's that much crypto, why aren't you showing us the Clark stuff?
Yeah.
There's a smidgen of heart between him and his dad. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old, but I'd like to see more of that kind of stuff and the relationship building stuff with the family and where he fits and all that kind of stuff. Then fucking 15 different characters messing up the screen at once, as well as the army of I don't know. I gotta say,
to me, look. I think that the move would have been to make a more safe approach. Classic approach. Superman saves the day. Everybody appreciates him. It's hopeful. You get a Superman film, right? I think that there's an appropriate time to if like, okay, we got to take him through the ringer. Maybe public perception isn't good right now. I think that makes sense. 3 movies in,
dude.
And I'm talking 3 Superman movies in. For the start of it, if this was like again, you're in the middle of your universe, I wouldn't be saying things like this. But we know, like context matters. It's key,
yes.
right? You're starting off this brand new universe that you said you didn't want any part of the old one. So
that's why you brought your characters back from Peacemaker,
right,
including your wife.
Yeah, for some reason they could stay, nobody else could, including Aaron Cavill. Okay, great. So with this new fresh start, this is meant to be like really okay. This is the defining, like, okay, we got to pop this thing off right. I think that you go a more safe route. I think that's the move. The move is to be like, let's just make a safe Superman film. But do we want to see film 1? And look, maybe markets are like that. Maybe the market disagrees with me on this. I don't know.
Sure.
Perhaps. Just for me, I'm just not feeling that. I'm not feeling that approach for the first movie. We're gonna take Superman through the ringer. People don't like him, public reception, all this shit. Like, dude,
this is
maybe I'm wrong, man. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're not right, because this is a guy who's blinked so many times already. James Gunn in this universe. The Authority was meant to be the second film. It's gone. This was called Superman Legacy. Stupid name. Why would your first film be Legacy? Stupid name. So that got dumped. Now it's Superman. It's now Superman's James Gunn. Then we had that bit in the first trailer, the first teaser they did, where he got the can thrown at him and hit him and he blinked. And everybody went, why is Superman fucking blinking? Why is he flinching to a can being thrown at him? It's fucking Superman. He wouldn't even fucking feel it, never mind flinch. What happens? They go and they fucking correct it. This doesn't feel like somebody that knows what they fucking want to do. Because you've got a gazillion other fucking characters in there. Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Maxwell Lord. Then you've got Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor's fucking two posse, saw hands, blah, blah, blah. Then you've got the Lex Luthor fucking army on top of that. Then you've got to develop the relationship with Clark and Lois. Then you've got to develop the relationship in the Daily Planet. Then you've got to develop the relationship with the fucking Kents as paternal and maternal. That is a lot to do in a fucking movie. It seems a lot of busy work. Instead of focusing on a very specific thing, which is Superman, his relationship with Clark of the Daily Planet, his parents, and defeating a villain, be it Brainiac or somebody, giving somebody new to start with. Maybe even have Lex just posing as a cameo here or there. Maybe even an end credit or whatever.
Yeah.
But this, my concern is this is looking busy, messy,
and
it
I
could
just don't think that makes sense for the first room for the first movie. To me I don't think that's the move. And
we're setting up. You're not setting up because the next movie's Supergirl with a completely different fucking bunch of people in it, Lobo and other fucking shit.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't think that was the move. And to be fair, I was very vocal. So I'm being consistent here because I was one of the ones that was arguing against the even bringing. I thought James Gunn was not the guy for this at all. Didn't believe in him. A lot of people didn't like me saying that at all. Willing to be proven wrong for sure. But to me, it's just whoa. So we did hit 130.
You fucking did it.
So we did hit 130,000.
You bloody did it.
Well, shout out to the audience. Wow. Look at
Shout out.
Okay. I respect that. Y'all showing up.
I've said this so many times. I've said this for years. I'll say it once again. Just make one good film and take it from fucking there. Because the way that studios throw things into production nowadays.
That's what got them into trouble the first time. With the Snyder, like it was trying to do too much too early.
Yes.
That's specifically what got them in trouble, right? Because they were trying to catch up to where Marvel was and everything. And so, yeah, I think you needed something very centric to Superman, almost like how Marvel approached Iron Man with the first one. Very central to him. You don't need all these other guys coming. I mean, if you want to mention them in the side, or they've written them in the Daily Planet or something like, I don't know. That's one thing, right? But to approach it like, all right, yeah, we're gonna throw Miss Terrific, big villain, Lex Luthor. We got Hawkgirl. We got all these damn various characters.
Which, by the way, no normie knows who they are. No normie know who these are.
But even then, like even what they mean for your general universe, like I think the Lanterns are pretty significant to even just have them there doing whatever the fuck. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm indifferent on the trailer. Like I can't. I'm not gonna say be like, oh, it's fucking ass. Like I can't do that. But
no, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a bad trailer. I wouldn't say there's anything there which has got me. Is obnoxious or anything like that.
Right.
I'm just saying, as a trailer, Nicholas Hoult isn't working for me as Lex, and I feel it's very busy, and I'm more kind of concerned than I am excited.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's shit, it's dog shit, it's blah blah. I wouldn't say that because I don't think there's anything obnoxious per se.
No, I wouldn't say that at all.
But it does. Context, as you said, context is key. Context is what matters. But from what we've seen, it's just looking like it could just get way too busy, and it could easily become a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Again, which would be them repeating the same damn mistakes that they did, which would be a trip, man. That'd be a sad, crying shame. But to be fair, right? I mean, think about James Gunn and what he's been doing, and like for the most part, and as far as what he's known for in the last 10, 15 years, this is very much James Gunn. And this is why I said not only would I not think he was the guy for this universe, I thought Superman was way above his head.
Yeah.
Right. He's only been used to, for the most part, as of recently, striking gold with having these obscure like teams, right? The Guardians, which again,
And
stuff
what
like
we
that.
got in the movie?
A bunch of obscure characters thrown in there, but Superman's. So that's what I'm saying. It's very much James Gunn-esque. I just don't think that was the approach for this particular film. I just, and like I said, maybe people think I'm wrong on that. I'm willing to be wrong on that. I'm not going to sit up here and
Love to be proven wrong.
yeah, absolutely.
I would love to come out this film and be like, do you know what? Trailers, great film, terrible trailers for me, or not good trailers in showing how good the film was. I'd love that. I wouldn't have a single problem with that at all. My ego's fine. I'm just giving my commentary on what I see. But I'd be more than happy to come out and go, do you know what? Great film. Fucking well done, James. You fucking nailed it. But if that's the case, I'll come out and say that. If I come out of the film being like, I thought it was okay, I'll come out and say that. Or if I come out and go, actually, I didn't think it was that very good at all, I'll do that. I ain't got a problem. I don't care if it's the majority or the minority opinion. I don't care. But I'm not sold. I'm not sold on what we're seeing.
Me either, man. Like, that's a shame, but we'll see, man. What's the exact release date?
That is July 7th, I believe.
Okay, so about 3 weeks. 3 weeks out,
somewhere like that. Yeah,
give or take.
Give or take. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
We
We're
shall
gonna
see.
We're gonna see.
Let's get into the supers. Ken Zakai, Ken Zakai, 420 with a $2 says theory. Dan Vask is working on a Norfolk song.
Interesting theory, that's for sure. We are working on some stuff though. That much you do know.
Okay, Electro Beard with a $5. Is there any way to buy the Horseman hat Ripper is wearing now? I missed the original Horseman launch.
Told y'all, man, you got to get in, especially with those merchandise items, because we're trying to move on from them. You got to get in while they're hot. I know we got a few, but I think I asked Brandon the other day about this because we've talked about like doing like a collection of like very limited items that we only got a handful of as far as our reserve stock. And yeah, I don't even know if we have enough to justify that. So, but there will be more Horseman hats. I can tell you that. It probably won't be like this, but there will be more Horseman merchandise. Best believe that.
Okie dokie. Snacks with a $2 says, hey, Eric, tell Az to watch Mobland.
Az watch Mobland.
Okay, fucking hell. You're not my dad. God.
Who's in Mobland? Tom Hardy and Mobland. Hold on. It is. Why can I not hear Az anymore?
It's because I fucking muted myself.
Oh, I thought I was tripping. Chat didn't say anything. I'm like, chat didn't say a damn thing. Now
they were just happy for the silence.
Now they say something. He's been talking all the time. I'm looking at the chat thinking I'm crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is my audio? What happened to my audio? The chat didn't say nothing. Now they say something.
Ryan Paul with a $10 says, hey guys, my dad just went home to the Lord today. Thankfully, he's no longer in pain. For him to see me get married a few months earlier and you guys for the entertainment, fuck cancer. Ryan Paul, so sorry, man. Dude.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, nothing but love, mate. Yeah. Nothing but love. And yeah, no pain. Just think of all the wonderful fucking memories you've got with that guy.
Yeah.
And God bless you. Have a Nobody the Hate Monger has been a member for 8 months. Thank you, Have a. And Have a Nobody the Hate Monger with the $2 says, thanks for providing tangible items. Unlike TSP. Well, you gotta look. I'm going to defend DSP here, okay? You got to donate $1,500 so that DSP can eat a meal in front of you. That to me is priceless as a reward. Yeah, he goes buys food that cost $50. To do that, he required $1,500 in the process. And then he gets to eat the food and tell you stuff like, it's very flavorful. I'd say that you can't put a price on that. Okay. Dan Cotter with the $5 says, love friends teaming up and succeeding. Just the start. All of you guys are going to be making comics, animations, movies, and games together for years.
Hey, Lord willing. Lord willing.
Yeah,
I love
wouldn't
that.
be
I absolutely
disappointed.
love that.
If that was the case, wouldn't be disappointed at all. Best name I can think of with the $5 is stoked for this book as what was it like getting used to comic script writing without spoilers? What do you think you learned the most? Well, I had a lot to learn. I did have a lot to learn because I'd never put together a comic book script. So the Oscars were paramount in showing me how
big shout out.
How they put together a script, what kind of format it should be in, how you present it. And then after that, creating the storyboard of how you envisage things to be set out, then passing that obviously to the artist who then uses their artistic license based off the sort of storyboards which you provide to provide how they envisage it. So yeah, I learned so much from this process because I needed to, and I cannot thank the Oscars enough for the amount of help they gave along the way. They were always there to look things over. They provided advice, criticism, structural advice, whatever was required. And I wouldn't have been able to put it together without their help. And now I feel like I have some tools at my disposal. A few, but it puts you in a good. It puts you in a good place, and you, as you start to learn, you yourself start to develop things in your specific way.
Your style,
which is the way that it kind of translated as well. So it was a great experience, a really great experience. Josh Kelsey dropping a 20 on the counter. Josh, thank you so much, dude. Larry Parker with a $2 says, hey, as excited to read your storytelling. Larry, I'm excited for you to read it. I really am. For all the conversations you can have with your peers, at the end of the day, it's how the audience translates to your story. It's how they take your story. And as I said, I've written it with nothing in mind other than hopefully giving you some entertainment.
And he's going to succeed in that. I can guarantee you that. Trust me on that.
So yeah, I'm excited for you guys to read it. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. It was an absolute pleasure to write. It's a bucket list moment for sure. An absolute bucket list moment for sure. And I hope not trying to, but I hope that you're not going to be disappointed because there's a lot of shit which goes on. Larry Parker as well with a $5 says, I would like some more hardcovers as so thankful for your Doom Dark Ages playthrough / review. Yeah, might be doing some more a little bit later today, actually. But I enjoyed yesterday. I enjoyed playing it yesterday. It was good fun. Summer BT with a $2 says, yo, why this chick look like Rajon Rondo?
Rajon Rondo? Come on, man. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping. It's a basketball player, man.
Okay. Well, I'm white, so I mean, fucking Twitter. Yeah. How about nobody the hate manga with the $2 is Ironheart, more like Ironheart. The fuck. This has been, by the way, chat. This has been rotting on a shelf for 2.5 years. This was finished in January of 2023. 2.5 fucking years rotting on a
Impressive.
shelf. DB with a £2 says Black Girl Magic by Jaden Smith. Kalioth with a $5 says, if dark skin occurs for all tribal affinity based upon the equator, does this mean anyone with dark skin across 5 continents are all the same? Misinfo. Well, if you speak to a liberal woman, yes. Snacks with a $2 says, Iron Fart looks retarded, but it looks terrible. Oh, and I think, dude, when it releases, 3 episodes on day 1.
That's interesting. How many in the season?
4. No, I'm only joking. I think
about
there's
to say.
6 or 8.
Okay.
Probably 8. Why? Don't know. Documan with a $5 says, just got back from my vacation. The denizens of Polybus can party. I shall bless your future writings with every dark incantation I can conjure as. Why, thank you. Appreciate it, bruh. Love your cards, by the way. Rudy with a $5 says, they didn't just replace those characters. They were better than the
Well, that's what they were trying to lead people to believe.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That was where the gaslighting campaign began.
Yeah.
These are better and you like them more. No. No, we don't. No, fuck off. Larry Parker with the $2 says, don't forget about safe space and that whole... Oh, we went through that, Larry.
Yeah, we went through it.
Oh, we went through that fucking travesty of justice. Primaral with a $5 says, I stopped reading Marvel Comics because of A&AD. It made me enjoy the MCU more. Watching the MCU morph into all new, all different was so crushing.
It sucked to like watch it develop. Like you were seeing it coming. And I was doing the videos early on because I could, picking up on what not just the rumors, but some of the confirmed things that they were working on. It became obvious that they were trying to fast track that. And that's unfortunate.
It is. It was like watching a slow car crash.
Yeah.
Because you could all see it coming, and then DC were just like, "Oh, we need a little bit of that." DB with the £2 says Saints and Sinners has the urinal liquor seething. I have no idea what that means. Larry Parker with the $2 says they asked Chat GPT for help with writing and art. I think Chat GTP would have produced better stuff. St. Louis with the $5 says aluminium, bish. And a box of scraps. Chris B with the $10 says it's gonna come out and we'll see Lois is an insufferable, mean-spirited see you next Tuesday to soups because girl boss. Lex will be an analog of Elon Musk, TDS galore, and there'll be all manner of attacking fans. We will see.
We'll see, man. That would not be the way to kickstart your universe, that's for sure.
Not really. I tell you what I didn't enjoy about that Clark scene with Lois is Clark is also a very competent journalist, and I know this is at the start of his career and everything, but his back and forth with Lois should have been more biting and not emotional. Superman is not that kind of a guy.
Right.
He's not an over-emotional woman. There is the way that Henry Cavill speaks as Superman there is a certainty and assurance in what he says. He doesn't need to go crazy. He doesn't need to, people are gonna die. He just would have been, people were gonna die. There is a lot more that can be said in William Jones with a 50.
That ain't cheap.
That ain't sheep. Eric, I'm going to assume the Saints and Sinners is a birthday present for me. It ends on my 40th.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
I got the I want it all. Yeah,
No.
you fucking do. Yeah, you fucking do, William.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. By the way, chat, what's your favorite cover? Why is it mine?
It's a way to present that. I respect it.
Okay, I might have a little bit of skin in this game, but you know,
just a tiny bit.
do we have numbers? Do you have numbers on the number in the?
I would have to pull them up. It'd take me a little bit to pull them up, but I can get them for sure.
That'd be interesting to see. M8566 with a $5 is whose covers winning so far?
I just asked that. Like it'll take me a little bit because sales coming in, so it sometimes slows down our back end. So I'd have to do this roundabout way of checking it out. But
okay, all I'm going to say is you better get cover A before it sells out, because that's happening. Yellow Flash with a $2 is DSP food reviews. It's good. No, it's very flavorful. DB with a £2 says, can you be an accept by licking a urinal? Asking for a friend.
I don't think that's kind of how our Ripperverse works.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how it works.
I'd probably go to the doctor afterwards.
That's for
God's
sure.
Bad Karma with a $10 says, when are you leaving Britistan and moving to Texas? The world needs the American Silverback. Love you, Ripper, but my wallet doesn't. That is good to hear.
Shout out.
Sounds like your wallet's taking a pounding. I know. It's just nonstop, is it? It's just nonstop. I mean,
I will say this, and I'll break this news.
Oh,
your cover is leading. It is leading. It's it's pretty close for the most part.
No, it ain't.
But
it ain't even close.
Yeah, the top two, it's yours, then it's the mass print, which doesn't count because it's cheaper. So but yeah, it is. That is true.
The people have spoken. And just to coin Magic Johnson, and I took that personally.
Oh, man, you talking about Michael Jordan? Michael
Jordan.
Yeah. Took that personally.
And I took that personally. Woo! Come on, people! You better get it. You better get your cover A because it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out.
That's when the chat said rig.
Going to sell out. I know. I've got skin in that game, but I think my cover is slapping.
It is. Yeah.
It is slapping. And when you read the story, all of the cover makes sense.
Yeah.
All of it. Lytton 25 with a $20 says a minute as your story is a shameless self-insert.
As
correct.
Him and Ingrid look exactly alike.
I am Ingrid Valdez. I identify as Ingrid Valdez.
As a Hispanic American woman.
They say write what you know.
that's the perspective.
Yeah, and I am a hot fucking Latina chick. Write what you know. Yeah, again though, in all seriousness, everyone has their own unique voice in this, and even though it's very contained, and who knows who pops up in this story?
Who knows?
Who knows. Heart Fart Fernando. What a great name. With a $2 says, when will Jeremy do his scratch and sniff book? Fingers crossed soon. Fingers crossed soon. That's all I know. Christopher Love with a $2 super sticker. What have you done, Christopher? With a cool. Right back at you, buddy. Thank you.
Shut up.
Paul M with a $2 says Frank Grillo traveling the multiverse by the looks of it. By the looks of it. And Joseph the Gamer 15 with a $5 says, funny how Marvel is pairing Riri with someone named The Hood. Not at all stereotypical. Well, let's just say there was one or two tropes or stereotypes. You pick which one word you want to use. Riddled all over that fucking trailer. Joseph, thank you. Right, guys, before we go, we have to. The pinned comment at the top, or if you're watching this on replay, the link in the description box down below. Please go and support Saints and Sinners. It's 6 stories. 6 stories. The first Rippaverse anthology book, 15-page stories, short stories. Eric has done a story. The Amazing Soskers have done a story. Mauler is making his writing debut with a story. Critical Drinker, bringing all of his fucking power to that. Drunk 3PO, that's already got published books, is doing a story. And this fucking guy here is also doing a story in the book Saints and Sinners. Please go support it. Please go drop some coin, dollar. And I know it's your hard-earned money. And I know nobody's entitled to it but you, the government, and DSP. But if you could find it in your heart to pick up a copy,
do it.
Much love. 3,661 books sold.
Let's go.
$130,372 so far, and it's just been up for a couple of days. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Eric, before we leave, though, anything else that you'd like to plug?
Nah, man, just go get Saints and Sinners. We'd appreciate that big time.
Yaira 3, Horseman 1.
Mighty Golden Patriot over at Ripperson.
Yes, Golden Patriot, Yellow Flash.
So much going on. And Zachary Levi NDA today during the stream. So that's fun. But yes, just keep it up. That's all I can say. And thanks for grabbing our first anthology in Saints and Sinners.
Yeah. Chat, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather, get some food inside of me, have a little bit of relax, and then I think I'll come back, do some pew on something. So stay tuned for that. Friday Night Tights, of course. I'm back as a host on FNT. I'm going to make sure that we flog the shit out of some comic books in that show as well.
Hell yeah. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, and then all the regular stuff. Afternoon tea with us on Sunday. Sunday Fun Day on Sunday. And then Real BBC will be on my channel this Tuesday. And Ripping the Silverback will be on Eric's channel next week for episode 72. Massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted and supported the channel, thank you so much indeed. And everybody who watched this stream and purchased a copy or 2 or 3 or 5 or all of it for Saints and Sinners, thank you so much indeed for making this campaign go off like a rocket. Until next time, you take care. Bye for now.
Let's go. Peace.